Hello, my name's Andrew, and today we're checking out the AYLLA TIKSI Winter. I'm gonna do a full review on these boots when I get some more testing in, but for now, I'm just gonna talk about the features and what it's been like to try it out so far. So, for starters, got a wide toe box on this guy, has a full leather upper, and it's water resistant. It's not completely waterproof, but it does shed slush and wet grass and snow really well that I've found so far. It's got kind of a sneaker vibe to it, but with, like a semi-classic upper. It's like a milk chocolate color, which is kind of cool, which I like. It goes with a lot of different things. Stitched upper for durability here, which is great, because a lot of times if it's just glued, especially in winter or wet conditions, it can kind of deteriorate the glue. Pull tab in the back, and it's got a reinforced heel here for a little bit more durability in the back of the shoe. But on the inside, the thing that I love about this shoe is that it's got really thick fur lining. So this shoe or boot, I don't really know what to call it because it's kind of both. It's like a shoe boot, a shoe boot. But yeah, very thick fur lining. And a lot of times in my barefoot boots, I'll add like a wool felt insole because it's warmer than whatever comes with the boot. But with these, I don't really need to wear anything. Like, it was 20 degrees out today, and I was just wearing a single pair of Injinji merino wool toe socks. I think I can probably get another pair in there. Like, this would probably get me down to 0 degrees in these boots. But they are just super warm. And I also like that the insulation is so puffy because it creates a lot of airflow in the shoes. Like when I was going into the grocery store after like a half an hour walk, usually you kind of expect your feet to get pretty hot. But with these, yeah, they seemed really well. So if you're using them as like an errand boot or going to a movie theater where you're gonna be inside like a warm space for a while, but you also wanna be warm outside, I think, yeah, this type of puffy insulation works really well. In terms of the sole, it's got a 6.5 millimeter tread on it, and it's semi-aggressive, so it's got a pretty decent grip. It's very, very durable, but not thick where it feels super clunky. So here's what the flexibility looks like. You can definitely bend it in half, and then you can bend it in half horizontally as well, and basically twist it into whatever kind of shape you want. So a lot of really good flexibility on this. It feels like a medium weight type of shoe. It's definitely not lightweight, and it can handle gravel really well, which is nice because a lot of thinner boots, like a lot of casual barefoot boots, like my Mookie shoes, they have like a 3.5 millimeter tread on them. I don't really want to take them on gravel as much because they will wear out, but this is a pretty tough boot. So yeah, you could even use it for just kind of some like lightweight outdoor work type of stuff. And you can treat the leather like any leather. And AYLLA actually suggests, this is really interesting, but they suggest using a bamboo lotion, which they sell on their site. They say not to use anything too oily because it is kind of like almost like a suede, not quite suede, but definitely a softer full grain leather. And if you use kind of an oily type treatment to this type of leather, yeah, it just doesn't work too well. It like soaks in and yeah, it doesn't look good. So AYLLA has products on their website. In terms of how it feels, yeah, like a lot of good flexibility. It feels pretty smooth walking on pavement. Feels really good walking on trails. It's not as thin as like a 3.5 millimeter shoe that's gonna give you a ton of ground feel. So, it's like a medium amount of ground feel. Some good grip for ice and slush and stuff like that, because that can be another problem with casual winter barefoot shoes, is that they just don't really have any grip at all. So yeah, a lot of interesting features on this one. I'm kind of excited to try it out some more and see what it's like when it gets even colder, because I'm pretty sure I can get these down to 0 degrees. I think they're a little bit lower, so you definitely want to wear like a longer pant with them, and if it's really cold, obviously maybe like a second layer underneath, just to provide yourself some extra warmth that you would normally get with like a higher cut boot. But yeah, really liking them. Cool sneaker vibes on this one. And in terms of alternatives, I also have the AYLLA Uma Chelsea boot, which is definitely lighter. It's definitely thinner. Doesn't have as much tread on it. It's got a 4mm sole, and it's a little bit more of a classic vibe. And then slip-in upper, obviously, which is really nice. So those are an option. The Saltich Vintero would be another option. This is probably the lightest kind of winter barefoot boot shoe type of thing that I own. Leather upper, it weighs 286 grams. So the AYLLA Tiksi Winter weighs 406 grams. So yeah, definitely a mid-weight shoe. Vintero probably has the best flexibility of any kind of lightweight winter boot shoe type of thing that I own. And then it is waterproof. I found the waterproofing to be really good with this one. It's got some light insulation, so this is one where you'd want to stack up a lot of socks versus the Tiksi Winter, where you can just wear this with like a mid-weight pair of socks and it is super warm. So that's number one. That would be one option, the Vintero. Also the Zero Denver. This also comes with leather. This is the canvas version, but there's a leather version which would be even more water resistant. But it has 6.5mm tread. So, you know, medium flexibility, maybe slightly more flexible horizontally, I think, than the AYLLA Tiksi, but they're very similar feeling. Also a semi-aggressive tread, but it is a little bit lighter, slightly lighter feeling. The Denver is 322 grams, so a little bit lighter. And then a third option for a winter sneaker barefoot boot type of thing would be the Magical Alaskan. And these are 344 grams, so just slightly heavier than the Denver. Yeah, they've got a zip, which is one thing that I really love. They've also got a thick type of insulation that's very similar to what the Tiksi has. So both really warm options. In terms of the tread, these are super flexible. Might even be a little bit more flexible than the Vintero, even though these are actually 6.5mm, but the Vintero has a little bit thick, or a little bit harder type sole, even though it is 3.5mm. So these, yeah, the Magical Alaskan really like as well. The Tiksi Winter has a slightly, I think it just feels a little bit like more durable. I think the Magical Alaskan is really good too, but if you just want a little bit more between you and the ground, if you're going over rough gravel, rocks and stuff like that, or you're just someone who wants a little more protection in general, or you're wearing it out to like a work site, I think the Tiksi is a great option because it definitely feels really durable. Also, one thing I forgot to mention is that these do run about a size small just because they have so much insulation in there. So I'm a 44, I went with a 45. They fit just about perfect for me, so that's what I would recommend doing. But yeah, one more detail I just wanted to mention. I just kind of love this like embedded signature logo that AYLLA does. It's just really cool, you know? Barefoot shoes are all about getting the sensation, so I just love being able to touch something, and then they've got the raised logo on the bottom. So, overall, a really good boot. I really enjoyed it, and we'll let you know how it goes as I do some more testing, and I'll get some footage for you guys. But yeah, if you want to compare any of these styles, I put a link down below to my barefoot wear site, a list with these alternatives. And if you have a question about winter barefoot shoe boots, let me know in the comments. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.